Class 17 Cost Accounting. In this class, we will discuss sum number 22, page number E19 from Pankaj Publications. In this sum, in first paragraph, trading and P&L account is given, net profit 30,000 is the answer. The expenses are materials, wages, manufacturing cost means factory overheads, office overheads are management staff salaries, rent rates, insurance, selling expenses are selling overheads, general expenses, management expenses, rent rates, insurance and general expenses are office overheads. And this information relates to 1000 coolers. In 81, they estimate that the output and sales means production and sales will be 1200 coolers. Output means production and sales will be 1200 coolers. Second point, material price, it is not just price, it is material price will rise by 20% on the previous year's level. Wages will rise by 5%. Fourth point is very important point. Manufacturing cost means factory overheads will rise in proportion to the combined cost of materials and wages. Selling cost per unit remain unchanged. Other expenses means other than manufacturing cost, manufacturing overheads or factory overheads and selling overheads, other expenses means office overheads will remain unaffected by the rise in output. Though production has increased, the office overheads will remain same as per the total overheads are concerned. We have to prepare a cost statement and net profit to be applied in the estimate is 10% on selling price. First we have to prepare cost sheet indicating total value and per unit value for 1000 coolers. Materials 80,000, add wages 1,20,000 and per unit cost is 80 rupees, 120 rupees. 80,000 divided by 1000 is 80. 1,20,000 divided by 1000 is 120. You will get prime cost. Add factory overheads. Factory overheads here are manufacturing cost which is given as 50,000. You will get factory cost. Add office overheads. There are three items which you have to record under office overheads: management and staff salaries, rent rates and insurance and general expenses, which comes to 90,000 total and 90 per unit. Then you will get cost of production. Add selling overheads which is 30,000 or 30 rupees per unit. You will get cost of sales. Net profit 30,000, sales are 4 lakhs. This is cost sheet. Then we have to prepare estimate for 1200 coolers, which is second step. Materials are 1200 into 80 into, they are increasing by 20%, 120 by 100, 150 into 200 is material cost for making 1200 coolers and 96 rupees per unit. Wages 1200 into 120 is wages per unit, which we have calculated while completing the cost sheet. Into increase is 5%, 105 by 100 is 151, 200 and wages per unit 126. So prime cost, that is combined cost of materials and wages, 266, 400 total, 222 is per unit. Add factory rates, that is manufacturing cost. Refer point number 4 in adjustment. Manufacturing cost, that is factory overheads, will rise in proportion to the combined cost of materials and wages. So factory overheads are not remaining same, they are increasing in the increased percentage of materials and wages. Last year material per unit 80. This year because of 20% increase it is now 96. Wages last year it is 120, because of 5% increase it is 126. So combined cost of materials and wages, which is nothing but prime cost, last year 200, this year 222. So increase is 222 minus 200, 22 rupees increase. Increase percentage is 11%. So the factory overheads are to be increased by 11%. 1200 into 50 by 100, 50 into 1200 into 50 into 111 by 100 is 6600, 66600 total 55 rupees 50 paisa per unit. You get factory cost. Add office overheads. Office overheads, they are going to remain same. It is mentioned in the point number 6 in adjustments, 90,000. We will get cost of production. Add selling overheads. Per unit it is same, which is mentioned in point number 5 in adjustments, into 30, 36,000 is selling overheads. Now we will get estimated cost of sales, which is 4,59,000. Estimated cost of sales or total cost is 4,59,000. Add net profit, which is mentioned in the last paragraph as 10% on selling price. 10% on selling price, it is equal to 10 by 90 on cost price. 10 by 90 on 4,59,000 is 51,000. So sales is equal to cost of sales plus net profit. 4,59,000 plus 51,000 is equal to 5,10,000. Per unit value is 425. In this sum, the important point are point number 4, that is manufacturing cost will rise in proportion to the combined cost of materials and wages. Fifth point, selling cost will remain same. Per unit will remain unchanged. Sixth point, other expenses, means other than the manufacturing cost and selling cost, that is office overheads, will remain unaffected by the rise in output. This is how you have to complete this sum. Cost sheet, then you have to calculate increase in manufacturing cost percentage, then you have to complete the estimate for 1200 coolers.